Hey guys, what's going on? This is Deadly. Welcome back to another Q&A session. Today we're going to be reading the most recent comments first. We're going to be switching things around because there's over 80 people who submitted questions last week. So let's get into it. If I don't answer your question in this video, be sure to re-ask that question in the comment section below and I will try my best to get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Or you can just go directly to my live streams every single day starting at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and ask there. Our first question comes from RJ Shirley this week. Do you believe Escape from Tarkov will split the DayZ community once released for everybody? No, they're too different. DayZ and Escape from Tarkov are very difficult to compare. I think the only thing that is similar is the fact that you lose your gear when you die, and it's based in Russia. They're very different games, although very fun, and I have just about 50 hours of gameplay on Tarkov, I think, at this point. It's just unfortunate I can't make videos for it yet and I can't stream it, but I'm hopeful that eventually I will get my NDA released soon so I can start creating content for you guys with that game. But I don't think it's going to really affect the amount of people playing DayZ standalone, or at least not initially. Next question comes from Edward. Do you use OBS to stream and record at the same time, or do you grab archives you record and then upload to your YouTube channel? Sometimes I actually have to go to my archives on Twitch and download a portion if I'm missing something. That's why sometimes you'll notice in my videos there's like a clip that's exceptionally poor quality compared to the rest of the video. That is basically a sign that I had to grab that directly from Twitch. And usually when I do that, I actually put a little watermark letting people know that this is lower quality because it's from Twitch. I record with OBS Studio and stream with OBS Studio at the same time, and I find that's just the easiest method for me at the moment, and I'm able to record at 1080p 60 frames per second now again, so that's always nice. Next question comes from W3 Germany. When do you think DayZ will be released to consoles, and how will it work? DayZ will only be released to console after the beta release of DayZ standalone begins. So they're not even really going to be doing much work on the DayZ console version until beta phase for the PC guys. So I don't expect DayZ standalone to be on console for a little while, and who knows, there might be new consoles by then. So I don't know when standalone is actually going to be released. I know that they plan on releasing it, but man, they got more than enough fucking problems with current PC DayZ that they have a lot to work on. So yeah, I know it's been announced at a number of E3s ago that DayZ standalone will be coming, but I just wouldn't expect it anytime soon. Next question comes from Louis. How do you deal with hackers? Well, number one, I play on servers where I have direct communication with the admins. We establish that either through Twitter DMs or through subreddits or other means. So if there's anything that does happen, stream sniping, hackers, things like that, I can just send them exactly the time it happens, and if I die, the name, and it will show up in the kill logs. So some of the script kiddies have learned this, and instead of killing players on the server because they'll get their accounts banned really quickly, they just try to strip your loot or disrupt the gameplay as much as they possibly can. But given the current amount of people who are playing DayZ on a daily basis, like those numbers are dwindling down to 5,000 concurrent players, the amount of hackers has gotten to the point where it's almost negligible. There's very few hackers that currently play DayZ, so it's not something that you really have to deal with. But there is a lot of exploits, like a lot of duplication, a lot of server crashes caused by players and things like that do happen. So more exploits and glitching is happening right now than actual hacking. Next question comes from Big Daddy Briefcase. Why Battlefield? I put Battlefield content in the background of my QAs because mostly all of my DayZ content has my face cam, and I just think it would be really fucking weird if I was commentating, and then you would see my face and webcam on the screen also talking but muted. So I just don't bother uploading that much DayZ content, or if I do, I'll record some looting or something really basic. But these Q&As are more about the commentary and the questions and less about the gameplay itself. Next question comes from Soul YT. Deadly, what servers do you recommend for third-person PvP? I don't really know. I don't do a whole lot of third-person PvP, but I know that DMZ is pretty good. Green Crack. Yeah, I mean, that's all I really know. Gents of Novo, maybe. The Colony, maybe, on certain Colony servers. I know some of them are PvE only. I would just say whatever the most popular servers are that are consistently popular every night are the best third-person servers for PvP. Next question comes from Lewis Gray. How did you get the name DeadlySlob? S-L-O-B is every capital letter in my name, and I got the deadly portion from my brother. His nickname at the time was Deadly Nedley, and we used to play a lot of Battlefield together, so he was Deadly Nedley, and I became DeadlySlob, and I've been using that nickname for about 12 years now. Next question comes from Shelly. Have you ever died in the police station stairs in DayZ, or any building really? Yeah, of course. I've played this game a lot, so definitely a number of times, just not in 0.61. That is one of the bugs that has been resolved, so you won't just randomly die walking in and out of buildings, finally. How long have you been growing that epic beard? Well, I trim it a lot. I've trimmed it like 3 or 4 times in the past 6 months, so it hasn't gone a little crazy. But I have had a beard since I was 20, I think, so for the past 4 years. And then before then, I tried to grow facial hair. I tried to make it work, but it was really neck beardy and disgusting. So a lot of times I just clean shaved it if I had to do anything important. But it's only finally starting to grow in the way I want it to, and I'm 24. So yeah, it's kind of weird. It's just taken me a long time to get to this point. So it does take a very long time though for me to grow beards. I know that some people can go like clean shaven and they'll have like a full-blown beard in like 2 months. But for me, this beard would take me about 3 or 4 months to grow back to this length at this point. Next question comes from Jadzim. Can you tell me the most useful tip for sniping? Probably controlling your weapon sway and knowing how far you need to zero or lead your shot. So, and that just comes with experience, but the weapon sway doesn't require experience. Just go prone before you decide to take any crazy shots, or if you hear a bunch of gunshots up ahead and you got a lot of sway, just take a second, go prone, get your hands steady, because it can make the difference between life or death, because DayZ is a very fast-paced game when it comes to action, and if your hands are all over the screen, it's going to make it a lot more difficult for you. So that would be my #1 tip to increase your sniping. Next question comes from Jeremy Wolf. Why are you not uploading in 1080p? Looks much better even if you're not streaming. Before I couldn't upload in 1080p because I wasn't able to upscale my recording. So right now I stream at 1080p, but it downscales to 720p whenever I'm broadcasting. So I'm playing the game like at high quality, and I was recording at 720p as well because I use OBS Studio to record and to stream, because Shadowplay and the Infusion engine just do not go hand in hand at all. Like, you'll get gamma issues and darkness problems. So I need to use a program like OBS to record DayZ. So recently I've actually been recording and uploading my videos in 1080p because I have the option now to upscale again. So to go back, so basically, it's hard to explain, but basically I take 1080p, it gets downscaled to 720p, and then OBS rescales it to 1080p. It's a bit of a process, but it works, and I'm finally able to upload back at 1080p. I used to upload in 1080p 60 frames all of the time up until 0.60. That was the Infusion engine change, and that's kind of where everything got fucked. Next question comes from Sergio. Will you be putting Escape from Tarkov gameplay up on the channel? 100% I will be. I actually have a lot of hours in the game, and I've been building my knowledge of the game itself, and I've been participating a hell of a lot on the forums. I am just patiently waiting NDA release for the game. They've been giving it out to a few select people, and I have already talked to a couple of emissaries, and they're not going to be giving out any more NDAs for a little while, but I will be participating in that as soon as possible. So I'm very eager and very excited to create content and stream Escape from Tarkov. I just need to wait for the developers at this point. How old do you think your audience is? Keep up the great content and love from the UK. Well, we've done it out before. In Twitch, our average age is around 27 years old. And on YouTube, it's the demographic between 18 years of age and 24, which is the most popular demographic. After that, it's 24 to 30. So we have an older, more mature audience on Twitch and on the YouTube channel, and that's something that I prefer. The last question for the day comes from MMO Wolf. Was there ever a point in your early YouTube career where you thought about giving up? If so, why? Yeah, I did actually give up. I started making YouTube videos, believe it or not, in 2006. So it's been over 10 years since I've been creating content on the internet. I started off creating World of Warcraft videos, and in early 2008, I remember thinking to myself, oh, this is super nerdy, this is super geeky. I don't think people are gonna like it. I had a new girlfriend at the time, and she didn't even know that I was doing this. So I had this like online persona that only a few of my close friends knew that I was sort of into, and the videos were really bad and really cringy, and I just was trying to make cool content. I just couldn't really produce it, and I decided to close down my channel. So all of my videos from 2006 to 2008 are no longer online. And late 2008, I was like, you know what? That was a stupid idea. Like, I love creating videos. I love recording the gameplay, and I love editing. So I'm just going to open up my channel again and just explain the situation and just move on. And that was the first time that I definitely quit, but decided that to come back because I was really passionate about it and I wanted to learn more about that. And I would produce a video every month or two, like just off and on. It was really not great content for World of Warcraft. I've done a few leveling series and things like that, but things never really took off for me until like 2010. And then I got a crazy job. So I basically put everything on the sidelines again. I didn't work too hard on the content or on the Twitch channel until 2014. That's when things really started to kick off for me. So for the last, 2 years has been really crazy for YouTube and Twitch. And especially in 2015, just to keep this in mind, in 2015, January 2015, I got 30 followers on Twitch for the entire month. So that's one follower a day. That's not that many people. And the rest of the year was pretty similar. 2015 was a very difficult month, and 2015 was a very difficult year, and I was streaming full time. So I was only getting, 50 to 60 viewers a stream, barely any donations, not that many subscribers, 60 subscribers, 70 subscribers. Those people are still big supporters of my content today, and most of them are mods or just massive members of this community. So we came from humble beginnings, but there were definitely times where I was just thinking to myself, like, am I doing this? Like, is this the right decision? Are things going in the right direction? And, at the time I was like, I just gotta hope. I gave myself a time. It was June 2016. If shit didn't turn around by then, I would quit and actually try to focus on a separate career, because I'm 24 years old and I actually don't have a university degree. So although I will concede around here, there's like no fucking jobs. Unless you're like a farmer or like a fisherman. I live in Western PEI. There was nothing for me up here other than trying to make my own path. And one of the only ways that I know how to make my own path is through creating content and media on YouTube and Twitch. So it finally worked out. I mean, I'm to the point where I can comfortably live. Comfortably. I can pay my bills on a monthly basis, and that's a new thing for me. That's only the last couple months without really getting any help from anybody. I'm actually able to do this full time. So it's not easy. It was very difficult and very challenging to get to the point where I'm at today. And for a lot of other streamers and YouTubers, in my opinion, it is far easier, or it was far easier for them to get to the point where they are now. It is taking me a long time and a lot of hours to get here. So I'm very honored and privileged to finally be in a position where I can call myself a full-time broadcaster and content creator. And I plan on living out this crazy ride and this crazy journey for as long as I possibly can, until either something else comes up, a new opportunity, a new website, a new way of creating content, or I just don't find it that interesting anymore and I want to do something different. But right now I can tell you that I'm super energized and I'm excited for how fast this channel has been growing and how fast the stream has been growing too. There are 500,000 people that view this channel every month. That is insane. Incredible. And sometimes it just blows my mind. So yeah, that was a very great question, MMO Wolf, and I wanted to spend some time talking about it. Yeah, I've thought many times to quit, but I pushed those back and I decided to push through it, and here we are today. Well, that's it for this week's Q&A. If you guys found this interesting, please do let me know what you think in the comment section below. Be sure to ask your questions for next week, and also check out my daily live streams every single morning at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. A link to that is included in the description box below.